everyone. I am so excited about this video that I'm going to share with you. It's a little bit different than what I normally share here on my channel. It's a little bit more related to finances. And so basically Dan and I found out that we owe a ton of money on our taxes. And we have been working on a debt snowball for the last 2 years. And so we have not been focusing on a big savings account. So when emergencies like this happen, we just have to kind of put our nose to the grindstone, and Dan ends up working a lot of overtime. And thankfully everything has fallen into place. He actually just got a promotion and a raise this week, and he was able to get overtime every single week through the month of April. So all of March, all of April, he's working 50 to 60 hours a week. So on his days off, I mean, he just needs to rest, and Simon and I just stay home a lot. We're not out, you know, doing things that cost money. We're just really focusing on saving as much money as we possibly can. So it was Simon's birthday today, and I wanted to make sure that he had a nice birthday with some presents and a cake and balloons and that sort of thing. So that ate into my grocery budget a lot more than I had actually planned. And so I have $46 left for the week for food, and I thought to myself, you know what? I buy food storage for a reason. I am going to see how many meals I can make. And so I'm so excited to show you the way that I'm going to feed my family, mostly all 100% whole foods. There's a few things where I had to use some ingredients that were processed, if you will. And in the end, I am so excited because I have more food than we even need for the week. And I still have enough if, you know, I'm sure we're going to run out of milk by the time, you know, the week hits, and we may need some cheese and we may need some eggs, but that definitely will not take $46. So I have a few bags of frozen organic vegetables that I'm going to supplement with, and in the fridge I still have lots of salads, and I have some eggs. I still have half a gallon of whole milk for Simon, and then I also have oh my gosh, I totally just lost my train of thought. Oh, fruit that I canned myself. So last year I canned a ton of pears. My neighbor had a pear tree and she gave me boxes of pears, and I canned them. And I still have canned peaches from a couple years before. And so we're still going to be able to have fruit. We're still going to be able to have vegetables. We have a couple boxes of cereal like Rice Krispies and Corn Flakes left that Simon and Dan can munch on. And so I'm so excited. I can't wait to show you all the things that I've made and how I've been able to save money so that we can pay our taxes and by April 15th, and we're going to be fine, and it's not going to hurt us one bit. And so this has been kind of a fun little challenge, and I hope you enjoy this video. So this first recipe is going to be vegetarian just because I'm going to be using beans instead of beef, and I think it'll turn out just fine. So it's so easy. It just calls for a pound of ground beef, or I'm going to use 2 cans of drained and rinsed pinto beans, and then a packet of Lipton onion soup mix, and it may have gluten in it. And right now, I mean, it may have gluten in it. I don't have the original box to check, but I guess we'll see. And then it just calls for a can of diced tomatoes and a cup of rice, and then some water, and then you put cheese on top of it. And I do have a little bit of cheese left in it. Easy was that. I'm going to bring this to a simmer, cover it, and let it sit for 25 minutes, and then I'm going to have a really delicious dinner that I know both Dan and Simon will eat. Dinner number 1! And I've already sampled it, and it is delicious, and Dan sampled it, and he thought it was delicious, and he remarked that it was well seasoned. And I'm like, well, yeah, it has a Lipton onion soup mix in it. MSG party in a bag! Okay, I'll show you the next one in just a bit. Okay, this next recipe was super easy. I took some shredded chicken, 2 cups to be exact, and then I had about a half and a little bit more of a block of full-fat cream cheese, and then I had 2, like, not even half full containers of sour cream. So I'm sorry I don't have exact measurements. It was just what was in the fridge. So sour cream, cream cheese, a can of diced green chilies. I sprinkled a little bit of onion powder because I don't have onions right now. I am out. And then I sprinkled a little bit of my chicken bouillon, and I read the label several times and I couldn't see anything that said wheat. So I used that because the original recipe calls for a cream of chicken soup, but like the third ingredient down is wheat flour, third or fourth. There it is. There it is. So I chose not to use that. So I'm just gonna stuff some corn tortillas with this and line my casserole dish and sprinkle with a little bit of cheese and have some enchiladas. So this is my mirepoix, my carrot celery, and I found one lone green onion. As far as I'm concerned, it's an onion. And in fact, I saw something that looked like an onion out in the garden. And you better believe that I thought, well, maybe I should go dig it up. What if there's like some onion that I grew and didn't even know it? But I think I'm just going to stick to what's in here. So this is going to be a coconut curried lentil soup. So I'm going to get that going. My chicken enchiladas are out of the oven. It made 9 chicken enchiladas, and then I put the rest of the chicken filling and half a cup of cheese on top. So those are looking good. Simple. I took 3 cups of the shredded chicken that I had left over, which, by the way, I just cooked by putting 4 giant chicken breasts in the crock pot, almost covering to the top with water, and just letting them sit in the crock pot on high. And then a trick that you can do is just put them in your KitchenAid mixer for like 3 seconds on just the beater, or you can get your hand mixer and that shreds it up in like the blink of an eye. So this is just like a super basic chicken salad that I know that Dan will eat on his sandwiches because I'm not buying deli meat this week. And I actually really like this chicken salad. So 3 cups of chicken, half a cup of full fat mayo, and then I sprinkled a little bit of seasoned salt and pepper, and that's it. Let's check how the lentils are coming. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. It smells so good too. Okay, so I am just getting carried away. Next up is cashew and oat hotcakes. Next I'm going to make my chocolate chia seed pudding. So this is a chocolate chia seed pudding. I know it looks like worms or something in here, but it's not. It's cocoa, some whole milk, water, some pitted dates that I had, chia seeds, salt, and vanilla. Then I blended everything in the blender except for the chia seeds, and I just put those in, and then I'll put it in the fridge overnight, and it will get like huge and giant. Hopefully there's room for it in this jar. There should be. Anyway, and it will be my delicious high-fat chia seed pudding. So here's the beginning of the cashew and oat hotcakes. I've got my cashews, my egg, my avocado oil, vanilla, and salt in here, and I'm going to puree that and then transfer it to a larger blender to add the oats and the water. This soup does not look yellow on the camera, but I just stirred the coconut milk in, and I'm totally having like coconut milk curry foodgasms over here. This is like the sexiest soup I have ever made. Oh, I can't wait to eat it. Guys, I'm having like a spiritual moment over here with this coconut milk curried lentil soup. Oh my gosh. You guys have to make this. Just promise yourself right now, unless you're allergic to curry. Melody, I see you. I see you. I'm sorry, friend. Lori, you gotta make this, okay? Like, I just know. You gotta make this. This is so good. I'm literally like frothing at the mouth and holding myself back from just like eating it all because it is so delicious. Okay. The moment I can move on, I gotta cook my hotcakes. Focus. Focus. This round of the cashew and oat hotcakes. Okay, here is the final finished product. So I have chicken salad, I have leftover cauliflower soup from last week. I have a whole bunch of cashew and oat hotcakes. I have porcupines in a skillet, vegetarian. I've got all of my carrots and celery that I did not get through last week. I've got some fresh berries that I did buy in preparation for Simon's birthday that we didn't end up using for his birthday. I've got some leftover asparagus, my chia seed pudding. I've got some leftover noodles, my salad there in the back, a pizza crust that I found in the freezer that I can make for Dan. Under there is the chicken enchiladas. And then I have the blessed lentil coconut milk curried soup, a little tiny bit of cheese, some steamed broccoli. I've got almost a whole dozen and a half, I guess it's down to like a dozen eggs. Dan has his soda. Then I've got some other things in the door like my canned peaches and pears and my water for tomorrow. Simon's got his milk. And then as you can see, I have my organic frozen vegetables. And while I was going through things, I actually found my butternut squash and some butternut squash soup that I found. So, I mean, I guess if things get really crazy, we start feeling like we're gonna starve because this obviously is not enough food, then I guess I can dive into that butternut squash soup. So anyway, this video was so fun for me to make. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great week.